Hey guys, Kathy Bullock here, and today we are going to, in our day 6 of our 10-day challenge, we are going to explore opportunities. So I am logged into agent.kw.com, and I am going to come down here to opportunities. If you ever do not know what any of these applets are, you can just click the red KW and it brings the names out to the right. So we're going to go into opportunities, and we're going to just literally start from scratch here. So you can actually see everything. This is your home page. A couple things I want to show you. You can go to all opportunities to see all of your opportunities. Another great thing about this is you can actually have built filters and smart views around what you want to see. So if I want to just go to my active and pending, I have built a smart plan around that. If you want to just go to listings, and you can create a smart plan and you can actually manage a smart plan. So it's some great new features that they have here in opportunity. And then you can go into all discussions. So this would be something that if I want to go into and see what I have gotten back from compliance, this is where I could find something like that. Okay, that's a new feature right there also. So I'm going to come back into my opportunities, and I'm going to come over here to the right hand side and hit create opportunity. This is going to take me into the actual home screen of creating an an opportunity. Biggest thing to remember here, if you have not created a contact, you will not be able to create an opportunity. You must have the contact prior to this step. So you can see there are going to be several things that are required, and you can tell what is required because of this red star. So some things are going to be filled in for you. We have our market center. If you're on a team, that will be showing up there. Listing opportunity. Anytime you start an opportunity, it's always going to default to listing. If you need to change it, you can just click the box down and go to buyer, landlord, or tenant. It's going to show who the owner is. And then I'm going to come over here and start to create my opportunity, connecting it to the actual contact. Okay, so I'm going to find my contact. If I had given this contact a relationship with somebody else, I would be able to drop this box down and add that. Opportunity name, you will put the property address in front of. You can keep all of this information. It's just best if you have the actual property address in front of it. Now, if it's a buyer, you may not have this information yet, and I can show you where we're going to edit that in the future once you have a property under contract. And so I'm going to put my property address in here. Okay, I can come down and select a tag. Now please know that these tags are totally different than the tags that are in contacts. You set up a whole new system of custom tags here within opportunities. Okay, you may not know the estimated close date yet, which is okay. You may know the estimated listing price, and typically you're always going to know what your commission is. This is one side of the commission. This is exactly what you would be paid off of. Okay. We then come down to the opportunity phase and the opportunity stage. You can start it in Cultivate and move it along, and you will have checklists that you can develop in each one of these stages, giving you basically what you need to do in each stage. Just please know that the back office cannot see anything unless it's active or under contract. So if you are wondering why your opportunity is not making it through compliance, you need to make sure it's either active or under contract and it has been submitted. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one active. What's interesting about this is every phase that I change, my stage then changes. Okay, so I can have it pre-listing, I can be in negotiations, whatever stage you are in, you will just see that everything changes there. If I had appointments, you can see where it's changed there. So we're going to go to active, and I'm going to hit create. Once I have hit create, this is actually going to take me into, it's going to take me into the details page. Right here we are, okay? And you can tell that you can actually come and you can edit many of these things. This is kind of like the home page. If I want to edit, I come up here and I can click on this little pencil icon. I can come down and put in when the appointment is scheduled, when the appointment date is. One thing to remember with this is really good to keep these filled out is that these are actually tied into your goals. So if you have your goals set up here in Command and you are to go on so many appointments to equal so many listings every month or every year, this is where it's going to take it off of your goals. You do not manually have to change those goals. You can just come in here, make sure you're putting in your appointment schedule, the date, when you actually won that agreement, and maybe the contract date here. And it's going to move it through your goals once you get it from appointment all the way to closed. Over here, this is where I can come in and tie in a property. Another way is I can come up here and select from listings. So this will actually take you into the MLS system. Now, if this is required on all listings, you will not make it through the entire opportunity without having a listing selected. So let's go ahead and do that now. We can come out here. One thing to remember on this, you will want to drop this box down and look for all listings. Now, if it's not listed as of yet, you're getting ready to list it, then you can hold off on this one step, and that is okay. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and search. I've put in the property address, and here it is. Okay, so now you can see it's filled in the property address here. On this page also is the porch. If you want to get more information about that, you can come out to the marketplace. And then you do have a seller's worksheet. You can come in and edit what the buyer's commission is, seller's closing costs, mortgage balance, second mortgage, prorated and prorated taxes and prorated HOA dues. You can also show, once you've edited this, you can actually come out and show a net on offer comparison and send that to your client, which makes it kind of nice. Okay, so our details page is done perfect. We're all ready. One thing, a button over here, it's called Lost Opportunity. If for some reason you do not receive this listing or you do not get it signed, maybe you just terminate it, you can actually, if it's never been to compliance, you can hit Lost Opportunity. Okay? This is also going to keep track of things like that, helping you with your goals so you know your conversion rates. So from here, we're going to come into the documents page. And this is actually going to bring up all of the compliance things that you will need to make it through compliance. So I am in a residential, and I am in the listed because I need to upload my listed items long before I can get a contract. Coming across right here, this is, you can add an item. If you do not see a placeholder for that item, but maybe it's attached to the contract, you can actually add it in here. Type the document name, what type of a document it is, and then if you have any additional notes, you will then just upload your file here. We're going to go through some of that in just a minute. You can also talk to the back office. So if you have submitted your listing or your contract and you have received it back from compliance, one, you will have a file right here that you can click on and see what is wrong with this, or what maybe is missing from this opportunity. You will also have a comment from the compliance officer, and it will show up here with a red dot. So if I want to add in a comment back or just add a comment, maybe telling compliance something about this opportunity, I can click the add comment, come down and enter message, and all I'm going to do is hit the @ sign. I can then come in here and we can start to find anybody that we need to send a message to. Okay, so you can send messages to our back office, almost anybody over there in compliance. Just this makes it a little bit easier that you can now actually send a message to. Okay, so one thing to look at here is you're going to start to see the things that are conditionally required and required. Okay, so you can see conditionally required for any changes to the original listing agreement, or it might be actually required. These two forms are actually required. Of course, a listing agreement is actually required. So paying attention to what is actually required and not required is very important, because that will help you to get through compliance. Now, when it's time to upload all of these things, for right now, all you're going to do is click Add a File. Come out and you can drag and drop, and I can just come out here and find my file. It loads up and I assign it to this tab. Okay, and that's going to be the same way, working your way down into all of the listing documents. Now, some of these that are required are KW forms or KW Atlanta Partner forms, and you may be wondering where to find those. So we do have those in the back office that we can give you a hard copy. We also have them set up as a shareable Google file. And you can also get it from here. So if this file, because you see this file does not have a line under it, this file does, I can actually pull this file up. I can then come up here and print it. I can download it. I can just view it larger if I want to. Now, if I choose to download it, I could download it, turn it into a PDF, and get signatures on it from my clients. Okay, so just knowing that the file is there makes it a little bit easier to access. The same with the sewage system and disclosure of advertising. So it's nice to know that those are actually in there. Now just know that in the future we will actually be starting all of our transactions right up here with DocuSign. We're not going to go into that right now because we're not there yet. Hope to have that soon. So now that I have all my listing documents in here, I can now come up to Submit to MC. So I can send this to our Market Center Compliance Department. Okay, so once I do that, you can see that right here on the listed, it says Open. Once I were to click Submit, it will show Submitted. Once it comes back from compliance, the same spot right here, it will either say Approved or Rejected. If it is rejected, you will have a file over here telling you exactly what's wrong within this opportunity file, and you can go out and fix those things. So once we have it listed, now of course we're going to go into the Under Contract, which will now bring up a whole new set of placeholder files that you need to upload. So you can come down. This first one right here is going to be DA for closing. That's where your DA will be placed once you have done the request and you are in compliance. If you need a copy of the DA request, you can see it's actually underlined here. You can click on it and there's your file. Again, you can print or download. Okay. Commission green sheet. This is actually brought in from the back office. Termination documents, you can load those up. Purchase and sale, literally coming through. On the purchase and sale, you can actually load everything in with the purchase and sale except for lead-based paint. Now, it's actually better if you only put the purchase and sale in here. If you happen to have a counter offer, you will place the counter offer on top of the purchase and sale and load it all in at one time. Okay, All of your exhibits will go here except for lead-based paint. Amendments can go here. This earnest money ledger for the closed T&R, this will be loaded by the office if you happen to have this. Earnest money held by KW. So even if we are holding the earnest money, the back office will actually bring this file in for you because it will have the ledger to where it's been deposited loaded in there for you to stay in compliance. Now, if you get earnest money and you just want to have proof of earnest money, we are not holding it, you can actually load it up in here. This is also the place that you will put the F510 and the F511 if the closing attorney is holding the money. And you can see everything else. Instructions to closing attorney, commission. If you have customer acknowledgement versus an actual buyer brokerage, you can put in here, this would be the one if they are unrepresented, okay? You will have your F117, your F118, and then here's your lead-based paint exhibit. Outside referral, and then if you have any miscellaneous documents. Up over here on the left, you can create custom folders. Just know that compliance does not look in custom folders or typically in miscellaneous. So again, if you need to add a document that is attached to the purchase and sale and you do not see a placeholder, come in here and hit add an item. Okay? Once you make it through compliance and maybe you need to add in additional addendums, you can also come here and put the title name and the title or the actual type of the document if you need notes and load it up in there. So just remembering that each time you do something, once you've come back from compliance and you need to still make it through compliance, you always need to hit the submit to MC. Now, because I have not loaded any documents in here, it is actually not lighting up. So let's go ahead. You can see that this is gray. Once I add in a document, now I have something to actually submit to the Market Center. Okay, hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. And on day 7, we're going to go over offers and commissions. Make it a great day.